What's up, you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another edited 4K action figure review on the DC Multiverse McFarlane Toys Batman Armor Azrael, or Azbat. If you're trying to get your McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures, you can do so at
Big. Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
And while you're down there, please go ahead and hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And here's looking at the packaging without the figure inside. It says Azrael Batman Armor, Batman Curse of the White Knight. And then on the back right over there, you get an awesome comic book cover art right over there. And then you can see other comic book covers at the bottom. And then on this side, it says Azrael Batman Armor. And the one creeps up to the top and not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and, hypothetically crack this thing open. And here are the accessories right here. And we do get a nice card as usual, and we do get the regular display stand with the DC logo tampoed on there. And then you get this sword, which we'll look at in just a second, but I wanted to just talk about this comic cover right over here because you could see Azrael has the sword with the flames and everything, and we don't get the flames on the sword right over here, but we do get a coffee stain. That's cool, right? But anyway, on the back, there is a read-up. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it right now. So yeah, this sword is the same exact one that we'd gotten from the last DC Multiverse Azrael figure, and it's got the same sculpt. You can see the Hiso Christu right over there. Nice silver paint and everything. So that's dope. The red is a little bit of a different color than the brownish red that we're seeing on this first version. Man, this flame effect is so badass. I really wish they included it with this other one as well. But as you could see, you could go ahead and slip that on there. And yeah, I like to keep my stuff organized, so I'm going to put that right back on that side. I will say that it was a little tricky getting him to hold it at first. I did heat up the right hand with a hairdryer to get him to hold it, but since then it's been pretty easy getting him to hold it. The only problem is, like, at certain angles it gets loose, so you have to make sure that the hilt is tilted back into the fingers over here, and yeah, but otherwise it's pretty dope, man. Now looking at the head Now looking at this helmet sculpt, I think this is dope. I really like this design a lot. This is very cool. Now I gotta say, when I first heard about the Azbat or Azrael and everything back in the day, I was not really stoked about the character. At the time, Superman had died, and I wasn't a big fan of Age of Apocalypse from X-Men, and then there's the Clone Saga with Spider-Man. So all my heroes were kind of getting demolished in my point of view back then. So I'd like to read some, Azrael stuff right now if you guys have some recommendations. I'm a little bit older. Maybe a little bit older, but anyway, I want to just point out that these spikes right over here, this top one is a little bit warped, so yeah, I'd like to heat that up and see how that goes. Wish I'd noticed it earlier, but we get a fairly soft cape over here, which I really dig, so that's nice. You can see that it's made out of, fairly soft rubbery material, so that's cool, and you can see that the gold right here looks very, very clean. I really like that a lot. That is dope. I mean, the paint apps and the sculpt are really the highlight of this figure, and we get some dope articulation, which I'll get into more. But yeah, these shoulder pads look really cool. It's a very top-heavy figure. I mean, he's got the big, wide shoulders over here, and he's got these nice silver spikes. Great, beautiful touches of gold right over here. Really like how the belt came out. All the sculpt and everything on his armor is just fantastic, man. I like how the hands look. That's cool. You get those silver claws right over there. And then I have this weird thing going on, which I think I moved something because I didn't notice this earlier, and I did notice it a second ago, that his right leg is kind of sunken lower than his left. You can see, like, I don't know what I did here because it wasn't like that earlier. I was posing him around and I didn't notice that, and then right before getting a close-up in here, I'm like, wait, what happened with that hip? So you can see that we get some nice textured detail right there, or it's not textured, but you get very detailed sculpt in it. I like that. Nice bright gold right here on the pouches. That looks really good. He does have a soft butt, so if you're an Azrael butt lover, it's a very soft, squishy butt right there. And then you can see the belt, hiked up over there and everything. Then the legs look really good. Nice seams and stuff. I noticed from that comic image he had little spikes coming out from the back right here, so we're not seeing that. And then he does have really nice looking treads right there and peg holes at the bottom of the feet. And getting into the articulation, it's like, I like it. There's some stuff here that I've been asking for from McFarlane Toys, but anyway, when you turn the head side to side, it's hindered by this huge collar, so that's definitely going to get in the way. And let's see if I can raise this up just a little bit so he's not out of shot. So he's always kind of looking up and off to the side, and that's a little bit frustrating. Even when I turn downward, it's not getting that much movement. So it does have limited head articulation. However, he will look up a decent amount, and then you can see that he will look down a fair amount as well, and then just a little bit of head pivoting right there too. These shoulder pads are on ball joints attached to the top right over here. So you can move these around side to side and move them up and out of the way a little bit. So that's cool. You do get the butterfly joint that moves forward and back, and it does shift up and down. Shoulder joints move outward that far, and they will move down all the way. You can rotate forward, rotate back, bicep swivel, and then you get a single jointed elbow, and then the wrist turns side to side, and they hinge up and down or horizontally, depending on how you have it configured. You get a diaphragm joint, diaphragm pivot, then he'll move forward and back only a little bit over here. I didn't think he had a waist joint, but he really does have a waist joint in there, so you can turn that side to side, and you do get waist pivoting. And then you do get crunching with both of those joints forward that far, and then with both of those joints moving back that far. That's a pretty good amount of movement right there. And then the hips will move outward that much, so you can see that, good spread. And then he will kick forward, back, upper thigh cut, which is awesome. On this side, yeah, he'll move forward and back the same amount. And I'm so stoked to have a very definitive upper thigh cut right here. You can see where, all this sculpt meets this thigh piece right here. That is an actual cut into the thigh. It's not just moving up there. So that makes me very happy. I think this needs to be pushed in more. That's probably my problem. So I need to heat this up and then get that more into place, and then maybe the legs will be a little bit more even. Kind of looks like that's helping. No, it's not really helping. Anyway, you do get double jointed knees, and then the ankles turn side to side. They hinge down. They move up a little bit. You do get ankle pivot and toe articulation. So I took a hairdryer to this figure, and I couldn't fix this situation I have going on with the legs. That right leg just still feels like it's a bit longer than the left, but I did fix these spikes right over here on the back, so that looks a little bit better. So I am happier with that. Anyway, to measure out this Azbat figure, you can see that it is standing at about 7.5 inches tall. Wow, yeah, good height right there. That foot looks so funny sitting up like that. Here is a White Knight Batman from DC Multiverse by McFarlane Toys, so you could see a huge size difference over there, which is, it looks fairly accurate to what we're seeing on the card right here, so that's cool. And then for an Azrael comparison, here is the last version that we saw, so you can see this one is significantly taller than the previous version right over there. And then I wanted to show off here we go. We have the Hell Bat suit right there, and they just have similar designs, and I just wanted to show them off side by side like that. Still love this figure. And then last but not least, we have the Marvel Legends Big Time Badass Spider-Man. So you can see it's a pretty large figure, man. Yeah, I like this figure a lot, I gotta say. Even though I have some problems with it, I love that we're getting actual thigh cut right over here, so that's very cool. I'm happy with it. I like it. It is tricky to pose because he's so top heavy, but there's a lot of articulation going on here, and it looks amazing at the same time. Yeah, there's some restrictions to him and stuff. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie about that. Can't lie about it. You can obviously just see it, but yeah, dude, and I wouldn't lie about it. That's like a thing I don't do on this channel. If I start lying about figures because they came in for free, then, nobody would want to watch the channel. So it's like, I'm not going to BS you guys. But, I do wish that some points of articulation worked a little better. I wish we'd gotten the sword with the flame on it. That would have been a lot cooler. But, man, when you look at this thing, it just looks amazing. And again, I'm not even the biggest fan of the Azrael character, and I think this thing is dope. I just want to get him in a pretty solid pose right over here before we dip out. But yeah, I like this figure at the price point of $20. Again, I love that these McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figures are larger, but still at that $20 price point. So yeah, at that price point, I'm going to give it a stud rating of I love it, because even with everything going on, I like the added articulation, and then the paint and the sculpt is awesome on this thing. So I'm really digging it. I like it a lot. Not my absolute favorite Azrael, but I cannot wait to see the blue and gray one that they're going to do later on, right? We're going to see that one for sure. But anyway, I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section below. Please hit that like button and hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. And you can follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, and Stardust. And I will catch you guys later. Peace.
Posing action figures, I'm
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face.